Got it. January 9th.
Okay, so if you want to just go over that, you can.
You ready?
Yep.
Give me.
Does somebody have like movie or TV or something on in the
Yeah,
background?
hold on. I'm wondering how. Where is the remote? Oh my
Hi,
God.
Felice.
Oh,
Hi,
Hi,
Pamela.
Linda.
okay, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Hi, Miss Soul.
How you doing? Hey, Miss
Good. How are
Pamela
Oh,
you?
Payne. I'm good.
Hello, so good to see you again.
Good to see you all. Before we get started, really quickly though, I'd like to welcome a new person I have not seen before, and that's Melody. So, Melody, we all
mhm.
pretty much kind of know each other. Could you just tell us who you are and a little bit about yourself and your background and like what brings you here with us today?
Yes, of course. Thank you for allowing me to introduce myself. My name is Melody. I live in Crown Heights and I'm a community organizer with Outdoor Skates. We're a grassroots organization that provide roller skating events and community fitness fairs. They're focused on health, wellness, and social engagements. And I'm here just to learn more about what you guys are working on and how we can support your initiative just to promote more recreational events and social gatherings for the community.
Oh, nice. Thank you
Nice.
for joining us today and sharing with us what you do in the community. And, hopefully you'll be a regular member with us.
That is the
All right.
plan. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
It
All
would
right.
have
Go
been
ahead.
nice if I
Mhm.
could say that she knew about the Empire skating ring. If you knew anything about that, then you knew how to skate.
I am originally from the Bronx, so Skate Key was my original rink, but I know all of the skaters from Empire now that I'm a Brooklyn resident.
Okay,
Can I
I
ask
went
you a
there
question?
too.
Yeah.
I have a question for Melanie.
Yes.
Do you have a mobile machine where you bring the skates to the community?
So we have a storage unit located by Lincoln Terrace. That was kind of our main base where we hosted regular programming for roller skating. So our storage is based in that area, but we do provide events and have done events as far as upstate New York, Pennsylvania. So we do travel with the skates.
Oh, okay, cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to hear more about that too.
Yes.
So, hopefully, we'll be able to get some contact information from you later. But not here because this is live and recorded, so you may not want to say that on here.
Yes, and I will be here regularly. That's the plan moving forward.
Okay.
So I'm glad to
Okay.
meet you all today.
All right, wonderful. Okay, Linda, you can get started.
Good night, everyone. I will recap our last meeting. It was held on January 9th. In attendance was Sol, Lettrain, myself, John, Twyla, Aletha, Felice, and Pamela. For on our agenda, we had a recap of our last meeting, which was held in December. From the December meeting, we had spoke about finalizing the spring event, and we shared our program calendar. Um, Members were asked who would have been interested in joining a WhatsApp group. That did have a positive outcome, and we are happy for the results. On the new business, we brainstorm about people and groups who can be our guest speakers during our meeting for the upcoming year. On our meeting notes, um, our meeting commence and start recording via Zoom at 7:15 p.m. Our icebreaker was New Year, New Me. And we all shared one area of our lives where we're committed to developing and how we can support and hold each other up accountable. Latrine recapped the December meeting in person in conjunction with the potluck, and Assemblywoman Farah Sopran Forrest joined a community youth discussion. No meeting minutes were available to review because that the December meeting was an in-person meeting and an event. In solidifying our calendar and proposed events and activities for this spring, items such as a clove drive, which she will partner with the Brooklyn Justice Initiative, and we are approved to make the clothing drop site or CB9 office. We would look at a possible youth forum with the Jackie Robinson School. We propose that we will join up with the environmental committee and have a potential partnership where we would have a tentative cleanup day, and we're looking to be on April 27th, because that is Earth Day. We're thinking of linking in the community garden project, and we will link between Union and Franklin and Classen. Letwin will promise to ask community members who specialize in plants to join our next meeting so they can share some information with us. Jackie Robinson School also has an undeveloped garden area, and maybe the committee will also join and speak to the Jackie Robinson principal about how we too can revive that garden. New suggestions. Twyla, she runs a mentorship program for high school students from elementary during after school, and we're thinking of having something on tentative on February 29th. If Twyla is here tonight, we will speak more on that. Some events we discussed about to hold on Black History Month. We will be host an event with students from Soul to Soul and our neighboring school. We were thinking of a Black History Month bingo, a Kwanzaa presentation, and where we would ask students that they can make a presentation based on what they have learned on what is Black History Month. Our leader Soul shared the possibility of us applying for Citizen NYC Awards with micro grants. They offer micro grants up to $3,000 to community building projects carried out by community-led groups to improve neighborhood life, strengthen local leadership, and scale community partnership. We pro that if we do want to apply for that grant, we shall do so by May 1st, because that's the proposal due date. The committee plans to brainstorm where grant money should go, so we should be doing that as soon as possible. Our guest speaker for tonight's meeting should be Shaquan Boykin, and she is district leader 57, and that district falls within CB9 district. As I said earlier, we did compile and start and created our WhatsApp group, and when we end with our next meeting, which is tonight. Some action groups that we had come out of that meeting, which we were going forward to the board. Okay. That's the end of our items that we would like to share publicly at this time. Thank you.
One correction, as you said, May 1st, it's March 1st.
March 1st. I said May, sorry, I'm reading March. I had my notes March.
That's okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. All right. Thank you, Linda, for reading the minutes from the last meeting. Does anybody have any questions? Or you guys know I'm really bad at the whole Robert Rules of Order stuff, so y'all gotta always help me out. I always forget what to say. So Linda, you wanna, I guess, ratify it, or if there anybody have any questions or anything about the notes that we read?
Well, if there are no notes, then we move that these notes and minutes be accepted for our last meeting held January 9th, 2024.
All right, excellent. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing that, and then I'm gonna share the next. But before I do all that, let's just introduce our wonderful guest for tonight. I'll hold off on the other agenda and all of that till after she's finished talking. So I would like to introduce our lovely district leader, Shaquana Boykins. She's amazing. She lives in the community and does amazing work for us within our district. And so I met Shaquana at a meeting with Assemblywoman Farah Sofran Forrest. And I was like, what is the district leader? Like, I don't even know what that is, what that means. You know, what is your function? What do you do? And I know that she has a passion also for working with youth like we do, as amongst the many other things that she does, which I know is related to the judges and things like that. So I want to give her an opportunity to talk about her role, what she does, and like if there's anything that you all would like to collaborate and do, then we're more than happy to do some work together, or just have things that we feel is necessary with the community and support each other. So Shaquana, please feel free to take the mic from here. I see that you went off for a second, so may I give you a minute? Okay, you're on mute.
I apologize. I live in public housing and on the first floor, so it's a playground today. So I didn't want you guys to hear the sounds of our lovely children. But I'm Shaquana Boykin, the female district leader in Assembly District 57. So Fort Greene, Clinton Hill, Crown Heights, Best Side, a little bit of Prospect Heights, a little bit of Williamsburg. It's over 140,000 registered Democrats. I started as a district leader my first term in 2020. And I would say before I decided to run for district leader, I've always been in a community volunteering. I don't know, growing up, no one told me about volunteering. They just told me to go to school and make money. And then one day I was volunteering at Brooklyn Botanic Garden and I hated it. I did not like plants, but I was like greeting people and it just felt right after like 2 years. It was a teenager. I was like, I don't really like adults. But yeah, after a while, I started understanding my place. And I just started volunteering. And I did AmeriCorps. I've been in Public Allies. I learned the value of working for little to nothing with people in community, organizing. I worked for many years, which made me decide to run for district leader. I worked in organizing from an organization called Acorn that no longer is around. I was their youngest field manager at 16 years old, just organizing and from 2 people to 500 people, knocking on doors, resetting, and just like deep canvassing. And when I heard about district leader role, I learned that it's an unpaid role and that you get to activate the community and get them inspired and excited about registering to vote. And I thought, someone who had this position before probably didn't value it because they knew so much about politics. And I thought, I don't know, I'm new to politics. I'm a 90s baby. I wanted to see somebody that I guess like I could relate to. And they told me about county committee. They told me about how if you run for district leader, even though it's unpaid, you get to work with people who represent their election district, which is like 4 to 6 blocks in the entire district. So you have 2 people that represents 4 to 6 blocks. And that's just like representatives who come together and talk to the district leader. And I was like, yeah, because I can't do this unpaid position without people power. So that has been my whole thing, people power, empowering people to represent their election districts so I can take the information to the other elected officials, because I get this cool role where I get like everybody's contacts from like up to the mayor down to state assembly, like literally so many connections that I'm able to show up and represent the community, because a lot of people who are in our city council, state assembly, state senate, even US Congress, they don't get to walk the block like I do. So having that connection and being able to use that power to empower people has just been like a thing of mine. So I'm not a traditional politician. I like wearing t-shirts and riding on a bike. I'm not married, but I love youth. I love young people. I was a young person who decided to take an opportunity on myself. And I realized when young people do not have the opportunities, the support, and tool, they will also become adults without those opportunities, supports, and tools. So I wanted to be a part of, even if I'm making a difference in one person's life, that we encourage them to be empowered with them themselves and especially their civic duty. And I would end the last thing about my role as district leader in New York, Kings County in Brooklyn, you get to become a district leader and a state committee member, which means I also go to Albany and I get to present resolutions that the state assembly can work on. That can be me and a bunch of other state committee members in New York State. It's like it's like 200, 300 of us. We get to like say something that was really important for me in our district is making sure that we really talk about affordable housing. So making a resolution about like, how do we actually make sure that we are securing housing for not only our elders, for our young people who are, aging out of their homes. So that, and as a district leader, we get to help with judicial races. So civil court, if you ever had to go to housing court, ever had to go to small claims, you have to run for that judge seat. After that judge seat, you get to be elevated to New York Supreme. The only thing is, in New York Supreme, you are not on a ballot. So me and other district leaders sit in a room and we pick civil court judges that's going to elevate to New York Supreme. It's a very powerful thing. That's why I like people to know the civil court judges, because they will then get picked for New York Supreme, where it's not on the ballot. It's just 22 district leaders voting. So that's all I have to say. And thank you so much for the space. I'm also a national youth leader with Opportunity Youth United, working on YPAR, youth participatory education action research. So I love the whole intergenerational component to making sure that we're showing up in our communities. Any questions?
Yeah, I was trying to get to them. My mouse was hiding from me. Thank you. So I already see Felice hands up. And if you guys could be on camera, especially when you're talking, that would be great. Felice, come on in.
Good evening. Welcome. I'm happy that you're running for district leader. I'm involved with the union. I'm involved with district council, so that covers the whole spectrum. My concern are my members and the members that have worked for the city or are working for the city, and they're living in shelters. So as a district leader, what will be your part? Because I too have gone to Albany and I too have spoken to senators and I too have spoken to city council. So, they say that on the ground level, you have to penetrate some way, somehow. Sorry for the background noise. So as a district leader, what part of role will you play? And let me just add, I too am running for the county committee seat.
Nice. So district leaders do not deal with any policy or legislation. We are your organizers. I also have a mutual aid, and we also help in the community when it comes to shelters. But as a district leader, my role will be to actually contact the commissioners who run shelters or oversee shelters. Some of our shelters are ran by health and hospitals. Some of them are ran by New York State. So it would just be when a constituent come to me about this issue, I just have to do my research, contact someone to contact the commissioner to then be able to, I guess, like handle that. One example would be the weekend of Martin Luther King service a weekend. There was a shelter over closer to me on Hall Street that had
You're cutting.
so
The
I was
internet is not good. Mhm.
Go ahead,
Can
I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I was able to, once they called me, I was able to text my contact at Brooklyn Borough President office, who was then able to contact the commissioner's office, that then was able to let me know who was the owner of the actual shelter. And then I was able to take that information, because there's certain information that you need for certain seats, and I'm really good at knowing what everyone does. So that's my uniqueness. So I took that information and then I was able to give the name, the address to both our state senator and our city council, to then they make a call. And once they make a call, then the people come to check the heat and they restore it. So that's something, example.
Okay, I just I'm still going to advocate, and I'm going to speak to any and everyone that I can reach out to, because the city employees, they don't make a lot of money, and the rent cannot sustain, the cost of living here. But as a city employee, we should not be living in shelters. Children should not be living in shelters. And it should be a change in some sort of policy of some sort, where the city employees that work for the city, that helps the city, have a roof over their heads, And it hurts me to hear that, city employees are in shelters. So, that was just something I wanted to bring up, and perhaps, everything goes well, and I'm hoping that everything does go well for you and me. Maybe we can make a difference there. That's why I'm mentioning it.
Of course.
Absolutely. Thank you, Felice. Does anyone else have any other questions for Shaquana about like what she does, or if there's any community concerns or anything that you'd like to share with her? So I have a question, Shaquana. I know you were talking about like choosing the judges and things like that. Like, who are the other people that help you to choose? Is there like regular lay people that could be involved in that process? How does that work?
So great question. It's kind of like county committee when you run for a few election districts. If you would like to help pick the next New York Supreme Court justice, we call them, you would run for judicial delegate. So you would tell me if you're a registered voter, and you would help me collect signatures for you to be on a ballot. Once we win, in August, we go to something called a judicial convention. Between now and that convention, we would have different events, virtually in person, if you can make it or not, to meet civil court judges that may make it to the convention. Before the convention, if you're my judicial delegate, every district leader does it differently. I will ask my judicial delegates, here is the spots. Say there's 10 civil court judges running for New York Supreme Justice. I'll say, these are 10 people running. Here is how I come up with the way of picking a judge. I've went to their civil court unannounced, watched them. I've been able to ask them questions about their temperament. Temperament is how they actually respond or how they see people in front of them. Also ask them how do they respond to people who need reasonable accommodations. I also get to talk with the civil court the Supreme Justice that has the stats. So all of that is available for my judicial delegates. And then we come up with a list and I bring that back to the other district leaders and I say, in the 57th, these are the judges that we would like to go forth.
Oh, okay, wonderful. So I guess if anybody is interested, you guys now know the process of what you need to do. And I think to me, that sounds like a powerful role because, you know, if certain different people with different kind of thoughts, mentalities, you know, political thoughts and backgrounds, you know, we need to make sure we know who's moving up into those roles and what are the fairness of them, especially for BIPOC community. You know, who are these people? And, you know, we should be able to have a say so in that. So I think that's like a very powerful and important position. And hopefully somebody on our youth committee might be interested in
yes, I need 2 more people.
Okay.
So please let me know.
Okay. Anybody else have any other well, I would like to say for Shaquan, I know you've done work with youth and you and I have spoken in the past. What are some things, or do you have any initiatives or any things that you are planning to do related to youth? And is there any way that us on the CB9 committee can support and, you know, come together to do something?
Yes. So because I'm a national leader with Opportunity Youth United, coming out of the Obama administration, I'm also with Aspen Institute, and we get like these emails, and it can be like an email like, hey, Shaquana, can you and a young person come to DC, or can you and a young person fly to Boston or Aspen and talk to these grantors about an issue that they want amplified in their community. So when I have those type of opportunities, I would love to bring it to you all. It's all expense paid. Sometimes it's just over Zoom, but it's really about taking our local issues nationally. Because what happens is, while we're fighting for funding right here locally, we cannot get nothing until the bucket is full nationally. So
Right.
I go with people, young people, because I'm not too young anymore, and we go to DC and we go to different people, even Republicans, and we ask them to invest in the dollars. It's called the appropriation fund that's going to fund secondary education, youth programs, workforce programs, and national service in our state. Once that's full and they say, yeah, we're going to do 4.6 billion, then that can come down to our state. So that's the type of stuff that I have certain opportunities for, and I would love to be able to share it. But I actually was literally thinking about this when Soul invited me here. I would love for us to like have some type of like conference or symposium with young people, like literally by young people. Like I have a template on how to do a 1-day conference, a virtual conference, whatever it is, I'm there to support. I have led so many different movements and taught people how to write legislation, how to read policy. So whatever support I could be, please tap me in. I know I may seem busy, but I always have time once you say, Shaquana, focus. This is what I need you for.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing because I think one of the things that young people lack is understanding the power that they can have and the voice that they can have. And sometimes they just kind of need the opportunity. and to be taught the opportunity. So I think that would be wonderful. And I would know that I would reach out to, some of the high schools that we work with. I don't see Twyla, she's pretty great. She's a young person that's on our team, and, she likes to do a lot of things that, maybe her school and all of us could combine and put something together around these things, because kids need to know they should have a voice, and that they can have a voice, and that they can make a difference and understand. And I know I need to understand and learn more about policies and how those things, because I have a lot of things that I want to talk about. And I'm like, look, we need to change so many different things, but I have no idea where to start. So I think that's an amazing thing to do. Does anybody else have any questions? Anybody? Okay. All right. So if there's no other questions, I want to thank you, Shaquana, for coming to, speak to the Youth and Education Committee. And we know, if we have any questions or anything later on, we definitely have your information, and we'll be in contact. We're also talking about, I don't know, we haven't come up with it yet, but like any type of events. I know right now they are working on collaborating with Ebbets Field Middle School at Jackie Robinson Middle School to
Yes.
do a youth conference. But we haven't been able to move forward quite yet because they changed their director. So we're waiting for that person to kind of get in and get acclimated so that we can resume the conversation. But that's an area that if you want to join in or do something that, when they solidify what day it's going to be on and we're going to support, I can definitely keep you abreast of that and let you know.
Definitely let me know, especially because if you don't know, New York Citizens Grants, they have some grants, community grants, like
Yep.
5,000. So yeah, please let me know if I can help anytime.
Okay, absolutely. So we're definitely going to work on that. Thank you
Do
so
you
much.
work all year round?
As a district leader?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
There's no office hours either.
Okay.
Thank you all. Please
All right.
share my
Thank you,
contact.
Shaquana.
All right.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Thank you. We appreciate it. All right. All right.
you.
Thanks, everybody. So hi, this Cat B. Cat B,
Hi, how are you?
how you doing? Is there any way you could be on camera for a few minutes and just introduce yourself to the group?
Sure, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, how
My-
are you?
Good, and
Hello.
yourself?
Okay. Yes, welcome to the meeting with us. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm 3 years in District 9. I am the owner, operator, and founder of the Bodega Lounge, which is the wine lounge and soon to come cafe, where Daleview Biscuit and Beers used to be on Nostrand in between Fenimore and Rutland. I wanted to join today. I've joined different community District 9 committee meetings. I haven't been able to make it to the youth one as yet, and I wanted to be present for this one mainly because even though we're a wine lounge and cafe, we are a community space. So I wanted to get an understanding of what type of activities we're looking for or looking to produce or backing when it comes to the youth in the neighborhood. As you know, we actively try to ensure that we're connecting with the youth. We have a collaboration on February 25th 2 to 4 p.m. at Brooklyn Common Grounds on Flatbush Avenue. We're doing a free paint and scoop instead of a paint and sip event for kids. So it's family friendly. It's a free event. Supplies will be included. It'd be led by another Brooklyn artist. And it's going to have free ice cream by Kente Cones, who's also in the area. So that's one thing that I did want to highlight and put out there in joining today. But I also wanted to join to just
Can
learn
you
a little
repeat
bit.
that?
Sure. On February 25th, between the hours of 2 to 4 p.m., we have a free event in collaboration with Brooklyn Common Grounds, the Common Marketplace on Flatbush Avenue, the one that's next to the Planet Fitness. right across from the Q train for Prospect Park. It's a free event, family friendly. Parents can come with their children. Children can just come on their own. Free supplies. They'll get to paint their own canvas, led by another Brooklyn artist, sort of promoting art therapy. And it's going to have free ice cream led by Sensei Cones, who's also in the neighborhood as well. So we wanted to really make it a community-centered event. But I also wanted to let the parents engage. I know in other committee meetings, especially public safety, whenever those that are going up for their liquor license, it's always a concern about the youth in the area.
Kat, something's going on with your sound. It's like all of a sudden your sound went all the way down.
Oh, I apologize. It could be my
there you go.
service.
Okay, there you go. That's way better.
So I was just mentioning that part of the reason why I wanted to join these committee meetings is just to get a better understanding on what we can do programming wise for the youth, especially since I am one of the establishments that has a liquor license in the area. So it's just like how, yes, we're catering some to alcohol and some not, but what are some other programming that we can also put out there to ensure that even though the businesses that are popping up do have liquor license, what can we do to do our part to ensure that we're looking out for the youth in the community?
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Cappy. Welcome to our meeting. So the way we started earlier today, Cynthia just kicked out for a second. So Latween, can you just take notes just in case, I don't know what happened. So
I got
so
you.
that we keep our notes up to date. All right, thank you. So yes, thank you for joining. We just had the district leader, Shaquana Boykins, had joined us today. So she was just basically talking about what she does and how we can join in and help and things that we could possibly do together in the future. Today we're mostly just going to go back over some of the things we had discussed in our last meeting and kind of solidifying what we want to concretely do for the rest, because springtime is really the time where we actually start doing more events. Before that, it's like the beginning of the school year, it's cold. So once it starts getting warm, we start wanting to kick up and doing more activities and things like that. So that's what we're gonna move on to now. So the agenda is right now, I know that we had agreed that we would start doing the clothing drive. I did send out flyers to be put out to the community. John, I wasn't sure if you've been able to check if clothes have been that have people been giving any clothes. If not, we should, I think I see Linda hand up, we should be trying to. So I think I'm going to go through my closet, but I definitely feel like we need to do that. But also word of mouth is the strongest way to advertise and start telling people if they have some clothes that they're not wearing anymore, gently use to give it in and drop it off at the community board office on Nostrand. So go ahead, Linda.
I was speaking to one of my Barbadian business persons about this event because I saw that she had a previous event with a lot of new clothes that she had donated to a community organization in our community, CB9. So I asked her how we also would be able to get some similar to that. And she said she was going to call me back. So she called me back and she did say to me that she do have a number of coats, shirts, ties and stuff, because when I explained to her why John wanted them, she wanted to go a little bit extra just than coats. So I said to her, I'll speak to you and John, and maybe we can speak to her so we can have like a little handed number of the items. I know we could use our CB9 office. So as soon as we do that, we will be in business.
John, are you there?
He just was.
He must have just
I'm here. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
He's there. He's there.
Yeah, okay. Have you been able to check to see if anything has been donated thus far, John?
No, well, I see Dante and Khalid at an event that me and my job was there at the event with Dante and Khalid. I think not last Monday, the Monday before. I didn't have a chance to ask them. I didn't know that y'all dropped the box already, so I would have asked them. But I got Khalid number, so I'll call him and I'll call him. I'll get in. I'll connect with him tomorrow, and I'll find out if anything was dropped so far.
Okay. Yeah, so I did put a flyer out to the list that should be dropping on Fridays to let people know about it.
Okay.
So definitely, but I think, it'd be great if we could commit to, dropping some stuff. So I know I just have to sit down and go through some things and, bring a bag to there so that we could drop. Now, were there any things, I know you had said this last time, were there any things particular that you were kind of looking for, or?
I mean, like you said, like I said, they're willing to take, like I said, clothing, any kind of clothing and coats, any kind of clothing and coats. That's basically what people are looking for when they come in, and that's basically what we provide. We provide also, like we provide them clothing, coats, sneakers, but the sneakers, my company, they order like brand new sneakers from a company that they have like a contract with, and give them. So like the clothing, like women clothing. It's like I was telling my boss, we've been speaking about that, and it's a lot of we real short on women clothing. Like the men clothing, okay, like the sweatpants and stuff like that, but the woman clothing, we don't really have a lot of woman clothing.
Okay. All right. So I'll definitely put some things in there. All right. So thank you, John, for letting us know. And then let us know. I think it would be great, and you could drop it in the WhatsApp group, if you're seeing stuff or not. If not, I may talk to my parents at the schools and say, hey, do you guys have any clothes and things that you could drop off? Do you need things for kids?
Yes. I mean, kids also, like we give out. I mean, like I said, the courts, our budget was like they have so much money left over right now. Like they gave us, like, we bought Pampers. We provide Pampers. We provide Infamil right now. We have a bunch of kids coats. Their kids clothes. Like there's a lot of across people that's in the supervised release program. They have kids.
Okay. All right. So I'll definitely reach out to my parents and see if they have clothes that, the kids have outgrown and they're willing to give out, and see if I could get some clothes and then bring it to the office. Cat B.
Is this separate from when they were I dropped off in January when I saw that there was a clothing donation going on at the community district office? Is this the same one and it's just extending, or is this a different one?
Yeah, it's the same one and we're going to extend it. Yes, it's the same one. Okay, thank you. All right, so we're definitely would like to extend it a little bit more, and I'll fix the flyer to let people know they could still continue to donate for that. Thanks, John. So again, like what I had mentioned a little bit earlier with the youth forum at the Jackie Robinson School, we're waiting for some more details around the dates and stuff because the former director is no longer there. They're getting a new director. And when they get the new director, then we could resume conversations so that we'll know. I believe that technically when they do the forum, it's in May anyway, but at least we could start to be a part of the planning process. So once that new director is established, I'll be able to follow up with them for us to know what we need to do and how we can help. Now, we talked about the community cleanup, but I don't feel like we actually chose a date yet, right? So do we want to, or what was some of the hesitation around the date? Like, what was that? Because I think that if anything, we can, choose a date that we say, hey, let's go and help to start cleanup. And I believe we chose around the area from
Earth Day. I think April 20. It was April 27th. That Earth Day. We were thinking about Earth Day.
Thank you. Okay.
The weekend, that Saturday before.
Okay, great. All right. So, excellent. All right. So then I'll start to put together a flyer so that we could get the maximum amount of people to participate. And did we ever establish the space? Like, when I say the space, like the blocks, I know we talked about from Eastern Parkway down, but did we say exactly where?
Was it, hold on. Was it somewhere between Union? I just had the
Yeah, we
notes
said
right
something like
there.
between Franklin down.
Down.
Did we say down to Empire or
No,
where
we
did we
had said Union. I remember it. I just read it when we read the minutes. It's in the minutes from last
Oh,
time.
it says okay.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So we can, all right. So I'll start to put a flyer together for that. Oh, I know why, because I'm just reading off of this one. I'm not reading the one where we had the actual notes. So we can continue to do that. Now I know one of the things we had also, and I've been in conversation with people with mentorship program. So we're still trying to build and solidify some things with that, but there were some scheduling conflicts that had happened, so we didn't get to meet yet. So we're supposed to be meeting, I believe, in like a week or two. She had to next week is school's out, so we're gonna meet right after the break. Now we talked about a Black History Month event with the students, and I believe we had said the 22nd because that was the date that Assemblywoman Farah could participate with us. But then I realized that we can't do the 22nd because that's the week that school is out. So we're gonna have to make something for that following week. And I wanted to make sure we do it before March comes. So I want to get a date from them, but we had established or said that we would maybe do a date you guys could come in, talk about various people in history and maybe like create something fun with the kids for them to do. You could get like maybe small groups of kids, create something that they could do, and then make it so that when the parents come at 5:15 or 5:30, that we could do a little show for them that wouldn't be long or anything, but it would just be on allowing the kids to kind of express what they learned from all of you. So I believe that we could pick a date on the last week. Is there any particular days of the week that is good for people on the last week of February?
There's a general board meeting that Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
So
Maybe
So
the
maybe we
Wednesday.
could go on the last day of February, the 29th. How's
It's a
that?
That's the
Thursday.
Thursday?
A Thursday,
Okay.
yeah. And it's so
Okay.
we don't have board meetings,
Everything's
that's
just done.
everything's already finished, and that if everybody's good, then maybe we can use that one.
Okay, so let's put down for the 29th. I'll propose it also to Farah to let them know, that we realized we had picked a date that's during the winter break. So that would be a great day, and I'm sure the kids will love to have you and have a good time to see you all. Okay, so for the micro grant, so what I see is that it's up to $3,000. I wanted to know, like, we haven't really established, like, if we were to write something, what would we actually want to do? What would we like to do that would be for in the spring? What would we like to do? Because we talked about, we haven't really said what we want to do. And that means by next week, I got to write it. So we should establish it today. Is there any ideas of an event or anything that you guys would like us to do? Because we could just put like together a nice event. If we want to use the school space, we definitely have access to multiple schools within our district and within our CB9 area. Is there anything you guys could think of that we want to do? Linda, I see your hands up.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking I didn't intend to put my hands up yet. Sorry about that. Oh.
And Melody, I know you said you're doing a skate thing. Like, is there anything you can think of that
I was
maybe we
about
could
to say,
even in collaboration? Because I love roller skating.
yeah, skating would be really cool.
You're reading my mind. I definitely highly would always recommend roller skating. It's a great activity. It's a great opportunity to form community. It's a great fitness activity. It just makes people happy and feel good. So we'd be happy to collaborate with you guys to produce an event. Also, end of spring, you said that's like perfect weather, great to be outside. We can we did want to incorporate this with the grant, we could use the grant towards the rental skates, to securing a DJ, maybe
Yes,
food vendors. Like, it's always a great
that's
recreation
great.
activity. So we
So
could
if we were to, that would be amazing. If we were, sorry to cut you, if we were to do that, like where, because I know I see what it is that you do, but I don't understand where you do it. Like, do you have a roller skating rink? Like, where do the
So we
kids get to do it?
So we're a pop-up, so we do
Okay.
mainly outside parks. Like our
Okay.
main base in the past has been Lincoln Terrace Park. It's a really big open space. It's athletic field, so it's just a plain open space. But if you mentioned using school grounds, that would be great too. Anywhere that has a flat surface really is ideal for skating, which is also why it's a great pop-up opportunity. So that's
Okay.
definitely something we can discuss.
Okay, wonderful. So I think that would be a great event, y'all. Like if we was to say, hey, let's combine with Melody's organization and let's do a skating thing, and it could then help pay for the the DJ. It could help pay for the skates. You could make it like a fitness fun day. Maybe we could have some speakers and stuff come through who may want to talk to the kids that day, and have parents come. Make it like a family day where the parents could come, the kids can come, and everybody can come. I think that would be amazing. I think we get an amazing turnout for that. If we wanted to do it, what are some, do you think that maybe we could aim for a May date, somewhere around in May? And should we make it like a Saturday?
Weekend's always best in my opinion, especially if we want families, because it is a great activity for the whole family. Saturday, midday, May, that
Yeah.
sounds.
Something
All right, so
around
what-
Mother's Day.
When's Mother's Day? When's Mother's Day, Pam?
Mother's Day this year is
Sorry, after my calendar.
May 12th.
The only problem I see, the only thing I see with doing it too, like, well, Mother's Day is usually Sunday though, right?
It's
Right.
May 12th this year. That's a
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah, the only thing I get a little concerned is that if people have kids
Plans.
that are in college, that's usually the day that they do the graduation weekends. So that usually kind of splits a lot of people to be going to those events. But that would be my
It could
only
be the
concern.
18th. It could be the 18th. It could be the 18th.
Yeah, that would be the Saturday after Mother's Day. So that's
After.
so close.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's the Saturday before?
The
11th.
11th.
No, so the Mother's Day is which day? The 12th?
Yes.
No, but the Saturday, the
Yeah.
4th.
Monday, it's the 4th, the 11th, the 18th, and the 25th. Those are the
I think,
Saturdays.
okay, I think if we aim for the 4th, it might be, what do you guys think about the 4th? Only just because, I would be able to enroll people to volunteer a little bit before. Once we get to the 11th and the 18th, well, the 11th I think is, iffy because there's a lot of things going on typically on Mother's Day weekend. But if we do it that Saturday before, in conjunction with our group, there would be some other people and other students and stuff I can get involved. Once we get to the 18th, a lot of the college students are on their way doing other things, and finals and stuff is coming. How do y'all feel about the 4th? Hello?
Oh, that's a good day.
That sounds
Okay.
good to me. I know
All right.
it's Star Wars Day.
Okay. So, Khalid, are you there?
Yes.
Khalid, Melody, did you send your information to Khalid to join so that I would be able to get it?
I have out, but I haven't heard back. I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, I just recently saw the email. I'll forward it to Dante tomorrow, and I'll also speak to him about it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you'll hear a response soon.
Thank
All
you.
right, so if you could give me Melody's contact information, phone number, email, then I'll follow back up with her, and then maybe I could write part of it if you want to add to it, and we could get that in before March 1st.
Okay. So I'm getting this confirmation. It's okay for y'all to share information.
Yeah. Melody, you have to
Okay.
say it's okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think that that's a great event and that would be a lot of fun for everybody to do, and then we'd be able to have money for food and stuff like that. So that would be great. Okay. All right, so it sounds like we have a lot of things going on and that we'll be able to pull some of these great activities together, and then we always collaborate and combine and do the end of the year community event with the overall community board. So that's another thing that we'll continue to do. For me, I think that that's it. I don't like to prolong meetings longer than they need to be. So if there's any other questions or anything we missed or needs to be brought up, please let me know. Nope. Okay. Well, we had a nice, smooth, cool meeting this today. I hope you guys got to enjoy. I hope some of y'all had your day off today because of the snowstorm and all that good stuff. I had a little bit of a day off. I got to sleep in a little bit because I didn't have to go into the schools today. But I hope you guys have a great, great week. Melody, and I hope we can also add you to our WhatsApp chat group. So that's just helps us to keep in contact if we have other things we want to add in. Bring up while in between, because a month is like a long time, to not be able to communicate. So then we can always message each other in that way if we need to.
That would be great.
Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you, everybody. I appreciate all of you. And so end the meeting for me, Linda.
Oh, have a good night, everyone.
Go ahead, Linda.
I'm waiting to go roller skating.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. And I made the motion that we would end the meeting. The time is now 8:05, and thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Second the meeting ending?
Second the meeting ending.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Good night, everyone.